You know, just a couple of weeks ago, people were saying her suntan lotion didn't work. Well, I guess some deep-pocketed investors didn't hear it, at least some guys who had $100 million bucks, because they forked it over to Jessica Alba, and now her honest company is worth $1.7 billion. Now, should we be celebrating this, or is it a sign of a market top? Paul Dietrich and Jim Frischling back with us. Guys, first and foremost, I celebrate the idea that anyone can do this, you know. She has an edge, let's face it. You know, she has a kid. She went to the store, and everything was plastic and yada, yada, yada. But she took this thing, and she's run with it. I think that's the part of the American dream. But some people are also saying this is a unicorn. It's a billion-dollar company. You know, it's privately held. And it's just a sign that things have gotten too far. What do you think, Paul?
I think that this company, it's aimed at yuppie millennials who are willing to pay a premium price for overpriced diapers and baby products. There is a market for this. It's just their products aren't very good. 80% of their products, 80% of their profits come, or their revenues come from diapers. They're plant-based, gluten-free diapers.
Who's going to eat them?
Well, that's my question. Why would you have those? But the problem is that several third-party groups have studied this, and they found that they're not as good as Huggies. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, at the same token, we've been using products for decades that necessarily weren't the best, right? I mean, you could almost argue that, you know, does the ketchup that we buy, is there a better ketchup out there? Probably. They just don't have the mass distribution and the advertising budget and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but yuppies, if they're going to pay a premium price for this stuff, they expect an apple. They expect their expectations to be exceeded. And the problem with this company is the products just aren't good. You go into Amazon and you will see terrible reviews.
Though, Jim. Someone just gave her $100 million bucks, and right now the company's valued at 1.7 billion smackers.
Well, I'm glad Paul brought up Amazon, because actually Amazon stepped in to compete directly with the Honest Company with their own full transparency diaper, and guess what? They got the butt handed to them by the Honest Company, and they pulled that product. So
yeah, but also the stuff didn't work. I mean, they had terrible products.
The challenge for the Honest Companies are going to have to deliver the goods, and by that they're going to have to deliver the products that are going to continue this momentum. But they have struck a chord with investors, both this private equity group that funded that's putting in the money into creating the valuation, and they struck a chord with whether it's millennials or moms that want the healthy product.
I do think her initial handling of the suntan lotion thing was really clumsy, ham-fisted, and I don't know if she's apologized since then, but I think this is a group that you can say, you know what, you're right, and go back to the drawing board. In fact, I think all CEOs are getting that. I keep saying the mea culpa thing really, really works when you're selling products to the public. Now, having said that, I need your opinion, both of you guys, on over 100 companies valued in the billions, you know, I mean, just really, Uber, I think, is, I lost track, you know, maybe $60 billion, $61 billion. Is that a sign of just irrational exuberance?
You have to look at the company. I mean, Uber, Airbnb.
But can there be 150 privately held companies that are just created in the last 3 years, all billion-dollar companies? Can they all be billion-dollar companies?
That's why you have to look at the individual company. I mean, but Uber's producing cash. Airbnb's producing cash.
But how afraid should we be for the whole thing? Because it's, you know, you start to get this thing, and they start to go public. I mean, a lot of people are saying this is the reason the market's starting to shake a little shaky here.
Well, look, venture capital guys are paid not to miss the deal, okay? And equity investors, stock investors are actually paid to really examine the company and make the best, you know, get that best return. I actually think there are too many companies probably that are getting this type of valuation, but unlike the initial dot-com burst, I was thinking about the Globe.com recently and what a joke that became. I actually think there's some winners there, but I don't think there are 100 winners.
All right, guys, let's leave it there then. Hey,